It has happened, creeps. I have finally reached 40,000 subscribers. And not only that, but July actually marks the 15-year anniversary of this YouTube channel, which is just absolutely insane. I remember back when I hit 7 years on this channel, I made a little video just kind of celebrating it. And I said in the video, this channel feels old to me. And that was my 7-year anniversary. Now we're 15 years. And yes, the channel does feel very old to me still, but at the same time, these last 7 years have gone by so fast. And we hit 40,000 subscribers just in time for the 15-year anniversary. So to everybody who has subscribed, new and old, thank you so much for joining me here on Library Macabre. It's great to see that an old channel like this can still bring in new viewers and continue to thrive. So thank you all so much. We are here for a little 40,000 subscriber 15-year anniversary video, just celebrating the success and also looking over a lot of my old videos and reacting to them. I've already done a video like this before where I reacted to my very first video that I ever made. So we're going to be looking at that, but not only that, we're going to be scrolling through my entire channel from beginning to end, not reacting to every single video, but we are going to look at the ones that kind of stand out to me, ones that I'm proud of, maybe some that I'm also a little bit embarrassed about. Oh, so that's going to be a little bit of a doozy. What do you think, Tony? Tony is back here with his new friend, his new girlfriend. Her name is George. What's your real name, George? Agatha, obviously. She's a witch. Her name is Agatha. Anyway, Tony and I, we also go way back. For those of you who are new here, Tony and I have been together since the very beginning. My family bought him when I was a baby. I just remember as a kid, we would usually keep him in the garage when it wasn't spooky season, and I would like to go out into the garage and visit him. At the time, he was in his original packaging, and they kept him up on one of the upper shelves. So I would go out to the garage barefoot, look up at him on the shelf and think, oh, he's so cool. And then one time I decided to climb up there, take him off the shelf. I opened the box, I took him out, and I accidentally dropped him, and it broke the light bulb that's like on his hand. Right here, you could see he's got this pumpkin, but there's a light bulb inside. It broke, shattered all over the freaking garage floor. And of course I stepped on it and I got this huge shard of glass stuck in my foot. My mom had to pull it out with a pair of tweezers. So Tony, yeah, we go way back. Agatha here is a bit newer though. I found her at a yard sale maybe about 5 years ago for $5, along with another vampire that I don't really keep near Tony. Tony is a little bit insecure about his size. As you can see, Agatha is quite a bit taller than Tony, but he likes taller women. But the other vampire is also a lot taller and he is jealous of that vampire, so I try to keep them apart. Anyway, what else? Should we go ahead and get into the videos? And here we are on the Library Macabre channel page. So what I think I'm gonna do is go from beginning to the current day. So we're gonna start off in the past, way in the mystical past, 15 years ago when I first started my YouTube channel. So let's go, you know what, instead of going to videos, we're gonna go to playlists and we're gonna go to the vault, the Book Movie Guy archives. Now we have a view of the vault. So let me explain a little bit about the vault. Library Macabre as a show started 8 years ago. That's when I really started focusing just on horror and spooky things in general. Before that, I had a general BookTube channel where I talked about some horror, yes, but I also talked about mystery and fantasy and just pretty much whatever I was reading at the time. So it didn't start out as just a horror BookTube channel. I started off as a horror lover and a book lover, just talking about books in general. So starting off, it was not just about the horror, and that's why I decided to make a lot of my older videos unlisted, not all of them, but a lot of them, and I put them all in the vault so that way people can still access these videos and watch my backlist of videos before I transitioned over into Library Macabre. But also, these are videos that I just feel don't represent Library Macabre as a channel anymore. Like, I don't want people to click on these old bookshelf tours and think that this is Library Macabre, because it really isn't. It was Book Movie Guy. This was before Library Macabre even existed. So you will see here in the vault that there are a lot of videos that are not publicly seen on my YouTube channel. You're going to see old book hauls, old bookshelf tours, old shopping vlogs, tags, all kinds of just artistic things that I posted, skits and poetry and things like that. Those are all pre-Library Macabre. So my very first ever BookTube video was my first ever bookshelf tour, which is mostly fantasy books. I've reacted to this before, but we're going to click on it again and we'll watch a little bit of it.
Hey YouTube, I've been seeing a lot of videos lately of people showing off their book collections and their DVD collections.
Oh my god.
And I figured I'd do the same thing.
Already, my voice is so different. You have to understand, when I started out on YouTube, I was 18. I was freshly 18. I had just turned 18 in March of that year, and this was posted on July 14th. So I was basically still a teenager. I was very soft-spoken, I was very shy, and this was kind of my way of kind of wanting to get out of my bubble and start carving out a niche for myself in secret. I didn't tell anybody about my YouTube channel. I was super quiet about it. I didn't want any of my friends or my family to know about it. So I started it in secret, and eventually people started to kind of catch on, and that's when basically I was outed as being a booktuber. So I started the YouTube channel to connect with other book nerds. At the time, the BookTube community, as it was not called, BookTube was not a thing. This was simply just a small little community of readers, book lovers. I think there were maybe 15 people in the community by then. It wasn't even really a community. It was just a few people posting about books, and then they all started to connect with each other. And then I made my channel because I was like, I want to get in on this too. So I started to form friendships with those people. And then BookTube was coined as the community started to get a little bit bigger and things started to change. Like, you had a lot of these breakout success booktubers who went on to have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I was not one of those people. I started off my BookTube channel. It was fairly successful for what it was, but mostly I was just starting the YouTube channel to connect with other readers and to form some connections with book lovers, because I didn't know anybody else who was really into reading like I was. Anyway, this was my first ever bookshelf tour. This shelf was in my bedroom right next to my bed. I think I owned around 1,000 books at that point. And then I had even more books in my family's home library, which was down in the basement. The home library was mostly made of my own books. So let's jump from this and go to the home library so you can see what my family's library used to look like.
And there it is, folks.
So you can see it's just like a little schoolroom, a little office space. Yeah, you can see I did a lot of bookshelf tours, and then I did some book hauls and TBRs. My first book haul, let's take a look at this.
Hey booktubers, it's Cameron again,
my God.
And I am back with my very first book haul video. So I know that I said that I was going to do a bookshelf tour of the books at my dad's house. However, I filmed it.
Oh my god, it's so hard to watch for me. Anyway, you can see like I'm a lot softer spoken. I'm very shy. It's really, this is how I am in real life. You know, there are all those people online who are like, oh, this person is performing, that person's performing. We're all performing. If you're online, you're performing. You're in front of a camera. You have a stage. You have a platform. You are performing. I am performing right now. I have had 2 cups of coffee. I am amped up. I did a little dance session before I even got on camera so that way I could be more energetic. But really, this is how I am in real life. I'm a lot quieter. I'm a lot softer spoken. And I kind of like to just be in my own little hobbit hole. I've always been a person who's had a lot of anxiety, and I feel like that's what's on display here in this video. I'm really trying to put myself out there, get in front of a camera, and to just not be such a shy, quiet kid anymore. That's really what I was trying to do here. All right, so let's see what kind of books I'm hauling.
What's up? Kiss Me Deadly,
oh God,
13 Tales of Paranormal Love, which is a horror.
Paranormal love, paranormal romance, not what I read. And that's another thing. When I first started my BookTube channel, I was really reading a lot of stuff that wasn't me. Talk about being performative. I loved horror from the time I was a little kid. I started reading Goosebumps. I got into Fear Street. I got into point horror. But all my life, people would always say, ooh, you like horror books? And that was always what I was met with. It didn't matter if I was at church with a bunch of Christian people or if I was in just some secular setting. Everybody had the same response. Nobody was a horror fan. It's different now. People seem to be more open to it, or people have grown up with it. But back then, whenever I would tell people that I was into horror books, I was met with a lot of judgment. And I took that to heart, and I would really try to get away from reading horror even though I liked it. I tried to read other things like fantasy and science fiction, and young adult was popular at the time of filming this video. So I was buying a lot of Hunger Games kind of dystopian books and Divergent, and I liked Hunger Games, but then as I'm buying all of these books that are similar and I'm reading them, I'm like, oh my God, these are all garbage. This is not what I like. So now I have a bunch of books that are young adult from this time period, and I don't know what to do with them because nobody wants them anymore. Eventually, I got out of this and I just went back to horror. And whenever people would be like, ooh, you like horror? I'd be like, hell yes, I like horror. Get off my back, people. Let me like what I like. Let's see, 13 years ago. Now, this is where I decided I wanted to get away from just doing book hauls and the standard bookshelf tours and stuff, and I wanted to try to experiment a little bit. So I did a skit. I decided to make this video here called Overwhelmed by Books, which is more of a comedy sketch. At the time, there was a YouTube show called This Week in YA where they would talk about the latest YA book news. So I was really into that show to try to get myself up to date on all of the bookish news. And this video kind of illustrates how that made me feel, because I would watch these videos and I would just be overwhelmed with all of the new books that there were to read. What shall I look up on the tubes today? Ooh, I know. This. What is up with that beanie? YA. Enter.
Neil Gaiman is no stranger to the entertainment industry.
Neil Gaiman, the genius.
Oh no, that doesn't age well. That doesn't age well. All right. Yeah, this is another reason why I don't go back and watch your old videos. Let's jump forward to when I start losing my mind. How about that?
Just yet. Gotta read them all.
Honor author A.S. King's next novel is going to be Gloria O'Brien's History
Gotta read them all.
which was bought by Little Brown. The story follows the senior from showing apart from the two best friends. As the three begin having strange and powerful visions of the Virgin Infinite Futures. It's scheduled to be her adoptive clan. And it's the boy that she's loved forever by partnering up with
the tears, real tears, by the way.
I've got to read them all. I've got to read them all.
I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I mean, this was a long time ago, 13 years ago. I was very, very new to this kind of stuff. I think it turned out pretty good for it being such an early video. So yeah, if you want to go back and look at any of these videos, you can. They are, if they're not public on my channel, they are in the vault where you can find them and watch them. Here was a video of me finishing my first novel. My first novel was called Attack of the Dust Bunnies. I've never published it. It's a trunk novel. It will probably never be published. What else do we have here? Lots of challenges. Like there's the first sentence challenge. That was a fun one. Let's watch a little bit of that one. Hey guys, it's Cameron again.
Camera's that way.
Hey guys, it's Cameron again. I am here with my sister Taylor.
Hi!
She has a channel called Tay Tay Singer and Tay Tay Vlogs 1. So my sister Taylor, she helped me with this. The premise of this video, just to sum it up really quickly, you put a blindfold on. My sister Taylor goes to my bookshelves. She takes off some books. She reads the first sentence to me, and I have to try to guess what that book is, and I crushed it. I freaking crushed it, guys. I knew every single book. I think I needed one hint throughout this whole video, maybe two, but I guessed every single book because whenever I'm shopping for books, usually the first thing I do, I open it up, I read the first sentence, and then that kind of gets cataloged in my head. So yeah, I crushed it. I did really well. I was very happy for myself with this video.
First one.
So she's picking out the first book called The Devouring by Simon Holt.
Stop, Reggie. Henry barked from beneath his quilt. Don't read anymore.
The Devouring by Simon Holt.
Yes!
I heard the name Reggie and I was like, I know that one. Woo, that would be 4 points then. And then she picks The Face on the Milk Carton, which is one of my favorite books of all time.
This is a short sentence.
Okay.
Jamie finished her essay.
That is The Face in the Milk Carton by Carolyn B.
How?
I've read that book. I know, that's one of my favorite books. That would be... Yeah, I was very good at that game. And as you can see, I was very cocky about it, and I still am. We also did that on my sister's channel, which is also here in the vault, if you want to go and watch that. Oh, another skit, Plants vs. Zombies. Cameron and Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know why I made this video. I was never really into Plants vs. Zombies, but I had this idea of being in Plants vs. Zombies and battling against the zombies in order to get to this book that I want to read. So let's watch this really quick. And I actually really like how this turned out. It really does feel like a horror film, but, you know, very lighthearted, not scary. I just filmed this in our basement, and there's the book that I want to get to, and then I turn a corner, and that's my sister Taylor in zombie makeup, and that's my brother Mason with a cone on his head. I love it. I love it. It's so good. And now, 11 years ago, we have the start of Halloween Madness, which is a segment on the channel that I would really like to bring back. Halloween Madness was such a fun time. So for Halloween Madness that first year, I made this video called The Dead Man's Brains, which was me and my brother Mason, who you saw in the Plants vs. Zombies video, doing the Dead Man's Brains game from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. My little brother was ruthless, by the way. He gave me expired food.
Oh, crap. Just eat it.
Just do it. Ugh. What is that? It's got like gritty crap in it. What the heck is that?
I don't know if it's expired or not, so...
Is it relish?
No.
Is it just... Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I don't know if it's expired or not. He was not easy on me whatsoever. That's a fun video. You should go watch that one. And then, of course, I did The Big Toe, which is another adaptation of a Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark thing. Even though it's from 11 years ago, I still think it's one of the best things I've ever made. Of course, The Big Toe is one of my favorite stories from the book, so I wanted to adapt it very faithfully. I narrated it myself directly from the book. I also tried to take that illustration from the book and replicate it in video form, which you're going to see here in a second. Right there, that's it. That's the illustration from the book. I tried to replicate it in video form. When I was making the video, I think it was right after we filmed the kitchen scene right here, I dropped my camera and busted it. Like, it got completely freaking busted. So I ended up having to switch cameras and use my sister's little point and shoot camera, which was not really made to film videos. So you will see a dip in quality between the first part of the video and the last part. Like, you can already see here how blurry it is compared to the earlier part of the video. So that really sucked. The next year, I ended up adapting another story from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which is The Viper. So this is about a girl who's in an apartment building and she starts getting these phone calls. It's like, I am the Viper, I'm coming up. And then, of course, at the end of the video, you find out that the Viper is actually the window wiper, not Viper. And that is actually me under all of that makeup. My sister Sophia did a great job turning me into the Viper. And then another one of my favorite things I've ever made, and it's such a freaking bummer because nobody has seen this. It's only got 941 views, which is hardly anything compared to my other videos. This is called I Got a Book, a short Halloween film, and it's a reference to the Peanuts Halloween special, I Got a Rock. So it's about this kid who's played by my brother Mason. He's going trick-or-treating and he comes to this really creepy house on Halloween, and the guy at the house puts a book inside of his trick-or-treat bag, and it pisses off my brother, and he goes and starts toilet papering the guy's house.
Trick-or-treat.
So that's me as the creepy guy. There's the book, putting it in his trick-or-treat bag.
A book?
Books are stupid.
Books are stupid.
I love that shot so much with the light coming across my eyes.
Seriously?
So obviously, my brother is very pissed off, and this is when I taught him how to toilet paper a tree. And then something comes out of the book and drags him into the book. I freaking love it. We did such a great job. This was just the two of us. We just filmed this in one night for Halloween, and it turned out great. And then here comes the creepy guy. He picks up the book. Puts it in his jacket. This was like me telling an Autumn Crow story way before I had even come up with Autumn Crow. What is next? Oh, this is the video where I introduce Biscuit. Biscuit is my family's dog. He's doing well. He is alive. He's well. He's getting up there in years now. This was 10 years ago, so he's 10 now, which is just crazy. But I don't get to see him very often. I miss him a lot. This isn't a present that I got. It was actually for my sister, but I just had to show him because he's so cute. This is Biscuit. He is a pug chihuahua mix, and he's just the cutest thing in the entire world. He is so little. He's only 8 weeks old, and he's just the cutest thing ever. He doesn't quite know what's going on right now, but I had to show him because he's just so stinking cute. Such a cute puppy. Oh my God, guys. He's still adorable, but he's a chunk now. He is a chunky chug is what he is. He's such a little guy. You could literally hold him in the palm of your hand when we first got him. Oh, wow. This is when I started my bookmobile job 10 years ago, guys. More than 10 years now. And then right after I started with the bookmobile, I ended up moving. I moved out of my mom's house. I ended up moving into my dad's house very suddenly. And that is when I posted my very first library tour, which was my own personal home library. I still kind of miss this room. I loved it. I thought it turned out so well. I built this myself. And welcome to my brand new library. As most of you know, I just moved and I have been in the process of getting this library all set up for the past several months, and it's finally done. Here it is, guys. Here is my library. So happy with how that library turned out. It really served me well. And I filmed many videos from that library, and that library was actually the birth of Library Macabre. That's when I finally decided to follow my passion and start making horror videos. So here's the video that I made announcing my very, very first novella that I published in ebook form. That novella is now available in the Autumn Crow collection. So when you buy Autumn Crow, that includes There Are Monsters Here, my very first published work. And then I started doing my Goosebumps collection videos. I was starting to get into the spooky realm again. I was really feeling it. Once I had done all of those Goosebumps themed videos, I was like, you know what? There's this new book coming out by Grady Hendrix. It's called Paperbacks from Hell. And at this point, I was really getting in to collecting horror paperbacks again, not just the Goosebumps and the Fear Street and the Point horror, but all of those adult horror paperbacks. I was like buying tons of them. And then I found out about Paperbacks from Hell, and my mind was blown because I was like, oh my God, this is a book all about the kinds of books that I am collecting right now, the ones that I'm obsessed with. So my review of Paperbacks from Hell was basically my very first episode of Library Macabre. And here it is, folks. I started off with like all of these cool spooky shots of my library and this like synthwave music. I was really surprised by the reaction to this, and this is when I was like, you know what? I should probably just do horror from now on. It seems Halloween hits my channel just a little bit earlier every year, and that's no exception for 2017. I am here to review Paperbacks from Hell, the twisted history of 70s and 80s horror by Grady Hendrix. Oh man, this is one of my favorite ones, guys. This is my Shawshank Haunted Prison Tour when I went to the Ohio State Reformatory where they filmed the Shawshank Redemption, and I did a tour and I filmed the whole thing. I love how this video turned out. The Ohio State Reformatory is located in Mansfield, Ohio.
Construction started in 1886 and finished in 1910.
A cool place.
It remained in use until
love this place so
1990,
much. I've been there
which is when the
twice now.
state ordered for it to be closed down.
I also have a video called She Was Covered in Blood, and it is a true ghost story, something that really happened to me and my family. I know it sounds far-fetched, but I promise, I cross my heart, swear on my life, I did not make it up. But you can go watch it if you want. It's, again, got under 1,000 views, so it doesn't have very many views, but it was a scary story. I have to say, it was a scary story. I did my updated private library tour. That one turned out really well. I think it's better than the library tour that has the most amount of views on my entire channel. I don't like how that tour turned out. I much prefer this one and some of my more recent ones. And this right here marks the point when I moved again. I moved into a new house. I built my new library, and this was the home of all of my new videos. I think of all of these earlier ones, my favorite would have to be this review right here. The book is called Until Summer Comes Around, which is a vampire novel. And for this review, I made a skit at the very beginning. Let's watch a little bit of this. Again, this doesn't have very many views. So if any of you guys want to go and watch it, I would really appreciate it. I got a fog machine just for this video. And that's my sister Taylor again. She's playing the vampire. A lot of people pointed out that she would not be able to enter the house unless she was invited. So I was like, well, maybe she was invited before and she's just coming back to finish the job, you know? There's that hand reaching. Yeah, I love how that turned out. I wish these earlier videos had more eyes on them. This is that time I went to All Hallows Eve Terror Town. This was a fun time. They actually invited me to come and film a video there.
And dozens of unique shops catering to your spooky Halloween needs.
This place was so cool. So it's a haunted trail, but it's also a whole Western set piece where it feels like you're in a Western ghost town, and there's all of these shops and different vendors and stuff that you can go and see. And my favorite part were the shops and getting to shop around before the haunt actually started. So good, guys, and I had a blast filming this video. Then there's the time I went and stayed at a haunted castle, and I thought, well, why not make a video about it? So I made a short version just kind of going over the history of the haunted castle, and then eventually I filmed a full ghost hunt because I actually went ghost hunting there, and then my horror movie collection, which ended up getting 100,000 views. I think that video sucks. I am not happy with how that video turned out. It's very boring to me, and yet it got so many views. I don't get it. Here is the big one, the video all about ghost hunting at Landell's Mohican Castle in Ohio. I love that castle so much, and it was fun getting to actually ghost hunt there at night in the cemetery and up in the tower of the castle. Definitely go watch that one if you haven't. We had some very weird, very, very weird experiences there. This though, this right here is my favorite video I think I have ever made. Well, maybe not now. I've made some that I'm very, very proud of, but for a long time, this was my favorite video. It's a video all about the novelizations of the Halloween movies, you know, starring Michael Myers. I just kind of did a little retrospective all about these books. And then in the rest of this video, I just do different skits and things while I talk about the novelizations and just my history with Halloween in general. My Leprechaun video, this was me going way outside of what I normally did. I decided that I wanted to binge all 8 Leprechaun movies in one day. I don't know why. Leprechaun. So I went through every movie that day, watched all of them, and filmed my reactions.
want me gold coin? Now we're going to play. Do you want to play with me? Oh, no!
No!
This old lad, he played one. He played pogo on his luck.
Death by pogo.
Dirty shoes.
It's weird how I am currently reacting to myself reacting to Leprechaun. That was a fun day. It was also a very hard day because by the end of that franchise, I was at my rope's end and I was Leprechauned out. My Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys collection video, I also opened this up with a skit. I'd go all out for this stuff, guys. I would spend all day making a 2-minute skit. More focused on the book than I am on the dead body. That's the joke here. I will stop it there, and if you want to go and see how it ends, you can. It's also just a bookshelf tour collection video, but I did open it up with a nice fun little skit to mix things up a bit. Got lots of vintage book hauls, and this was the start of my Fear Street reading vlog series, which is still ongoing on this channel to this very day. I have made several. I gotta get back into it. I just have to find time to sit down and actually read all the books, which is another thing, is finding time to actually read all of them and then edit all of it together. Another one is this video here called Looking Back at My Childhood Halloween Parties. Basically, I had unearthed all of the videotapes that my Halloween parties from when I was a kid were recorded on, so I just played them and put them together to some music. The song is by The Ghost in You, and it's called October. It's a really beautiful song. Very nostalgic, little throwback for me that I made with a lot of love and care. So if you like Halloween and you like, vintage Halloween stuff, this goes all the way back to 2003. It's not super vintage, but I mean, it is a VHS, so there you go. This was when I had taken a huge hiatus. I hadn't posted a video in so long, so I did this whole comeback video. So this was me coming back from the dead, my hand bursting up out of the pile of books, and then I was back. I was back for Library Macabre for another season. I think this was the peak of my channel. My videos started to become a little higher quality and a little more polished. Some of my very favorite videos came out during this time. There's this video of me reorganizing my entire home library. That took so much work, oh my God. But by organizing my home library, I was able to make my favorite home library tour that I've ever made, and that is this one right here. I put so much work into this video. I worked on this video for like a month and a half straight. It got 35,000 views, which is pretty good, but still, my very first home library tour got like over almost 300,000. This is the one that deserves those views, not that other one. That other one is lazy and not very well made. This is so well made. Hello, fellow creeps. My name is Cameron Chaney, author of Autumn Crow, and welcome to my home library. This room houses over 10,000 volumes, spanning many different genres such as mystery and thrillers, fantasy, science fiction, classics, comics and graphic novels, nonfiction, gothics, and, you guessed it, horror, which encompasses more than half the room. Watching it now, I see things about it that I would actually do differently, but I'm still very happy with how this video turned out, and I do wish that I do wish that more people would go and watch it. So if you do feel inclined to do so, thank you very, very much. My videos with Enrique. So I went on Enrique's weekly spooky podcast and we just chatted about horror books. Like in this one here, we talked about Christmas horror. That was fun. Enrique's a great guy. Go watch that podcast. My road trip videos. I went on a big, epic, like week-long book shopping road trip last year and I filmed 3 different videos. It's a trilogy. I love how those videos came out too. And then, my not so special Halloween special, which came out last year. Part of the video is just me on the bookmobile talking about, basically because I had to move very suddenly, the Halloween season was kind of ruined. But what I did do was go back and remaster an old Halloween short film that I had made. So this was a short film that I made back in 2011 and I remastered it in 4K. So if you want to see that short film, it's at the end of this video. I included it as kind of like a Halloween treat. So this was shot on little mini DV tapes and I was able to go back and remaster the movie from those original elements. I made this movie completely by myself when I was like 17 years old. So it was nice to kind of bring it back from the dead and show it to people again. And that brings us up to date, guys. 3 months ago is when I started season 8 of Library Macabre. And since then I have posted every single Sunday for like 17 or 18 weeks straight. This is probably my longest streak of posting videos. If you want to go and explore my channel a little bit deeper, like I said, you can go to the vault and watch a lot of unlisted videos, but I also have all of my Library Macabre episodes divided into seasons. And not only that, but there is more. Not a lot of people know this, but over on my Patreon, I have a ton of videos, guys. You can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $2 a month. As you can see, I have a lot of bookshelf tours over there going over my vintage horror collection, but there's also just a lot of more minimalistic, bare bones episodes of me just talking about books. Like here's a haul of cheesy romance paperbacks. There are literally hundreds of videos here. I've been posting to my Patreon, I don't know, I think it's been 6 or 7 years now. So if you would like to subscribe, links are going to be down below. You certainly do not have to, but if you want to, you can. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and for subscribing to this channel and watching all of my videos over the years. It's been great. These last 15 years have been amazing. I'm so proud of everything that I've been able to accomplish with my videos, but I'm also proud of all of the connections that I've made just from making this channel. I've made so many long-lasting friendships with people. I'm just so grateful for everything, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you to all of my patrons who have supported me over the years. And I am just touched and blown away that we have finally reached 40,000 subscribers here on the channel. So thank you so much, and I will catch you very soon in another episode of Library Macabre. Later, creeps.